I got it. We're good. Okay. Handling objections. Super excited to give this talk today. In my opinion, it's what helped me get from a 300K rep to a 600 plus K rep. So this concept really means a lot to me and it hits home. Handling objections is something that all of us can work on and be more confident about, whether you've been in Cutco for 1 year or 20, 30 years, it doesn't matter. Objections are something that we all deal with every single time we work, whether it's at home or at the booth, they're going to happen. The reality is you should always expect an objection. Very rarely does somebody say yes the first time you ask for the sale. When it does happen, it's great, but it's not very often, as you probably all realize. So I think one of the biggest opportunities for our team specifically to grow in all teams around the world is handling them with more confidence and handling our emotions during that time. I've seen almost everybody here on this call today get upset, including myself, for sure, including myself. When we feel super confident that the order is about to happen, you went through your pitch, it was flawless. They answered every single question the way you want to hear. They're in the market for knives. They know about Cutco, and you just think you got it. And then all of a sudden they hit you with, I got to walk around and think about it. I'll be back. And a lot of us crumble when we hear that, or at least struggle or get flustered. And being able to learn how to not do that is going to help you make a lot more money at the end of the day. There's very few people in this company that don't react like that. I've seen a few people. There's a couple people on this call that I know are very good at that. But it's not something that a lot of us have mastered yet. So I'm hoping that this really helps everybody. The first tip, and I know I kind of gave this message last year, but it's something I still continue to work on constantly, and not much of it has changed. But for those of you that are new, this will be a new concept for you. So the first tip is to simply always have your be-back pad on you, no matter what, especially at your big fairs and home shows. That's really, really crucial for our be-back process and how we pay each other. But even at smaller shows, when I'm working by myself or just with one other, I always make sure I have a be-back pad on me with several new sheets. You'll hear some of the top reps that have been around a long time that they won't use a be-back pad, and that comes with years and years of experience, and that's okay that they choose not to do that. But the whole process that I'm about to cover with you guys is really important, and it's going to make you a lot of money. I know our team is going to benefit if they can master this, whether you're selling a 5-piece, a homemaker, 13-piece, an ultimate, a combo, it doesn't really matter. It's all the same process. So I've been around 13 years personally. And I've tried a lot of different ways. I've tried it with a be-back pad. I've tried it without. I've tried just about everything that I've learned over the years. And this is what works the best for me and Luciano. I would say that 80% of the people that try to walk away when I do this process the correct way will buy something, whether it's the package we're looking at or something smaller. I'm at least going to get an order. So I'm going to kind of go through it step by step with you and how we recommend it. And like I said, if you have any questions, just jot it down for the end. One of the things I started in the beginning that I really wanted to cover was just simply, again, understanding that objections are going to come up, but get excited when they do versus getting frustrated. For me, at least now, the last couple of years, when someone says they want to think about it, I get excited because in my head, it's like, okay, challenge accepted, let's go. Let's see if I have mastered the skill that I've been working on. Versus getting angry and red and frustrated and turning around and saying a nasty comment or saying that you wasted your turn or that you wasted your time, because I know I've done that. You've all seen me do that. But I've really been working on not letting my emotions get the best of me, and it's made a big impact. So the first thing when they say any objection, just smile, stay calm, grab your be-back pad. If you get upset or frustrated, I just want to make note of this. Obviously, that's not good for you and the person that you're working with because it's negative energy, but they feel that energy and they see that you're frustrated and upset, and it is not going to end well for you. They're not going to buy because you had a pity party and you made them feel bad. If you think about Rolex and Louis Vuitton and all of the other awesome companies out there that are very high end, if you go in there, you're like, oh, I'm going to think about getting this purse, I'll be back, or this watch. They don't get angry with you and walk away and talk shit to their coworkers. They just say, whatever, have a great day. If you have any questions, let me know, with a smile on their face. And Luciano, they do not say that. But the point is that they don't do that. And we call ourselves the Rolex of the kitchen. So let's conduct ourselves the way that they conduct themselves. So step one, Smile. It's going to be okay. Grab your BBAC pad right away. Do not ask for permission to write it down. I've seen a lot of people do that. They're like, oh, can I just write it down for you real quick? No, just grab it. Hey, cool. Let me just jot this down for you real quick. Now, the point of this is to let them know that you're not a pushy salesperson like everybody else that they're talking to at the fair, because everybody is extremely pushy at the fair. You've seen it every time you walk by a booth, or try my lotion and take this and enter this giveaway, and they're obnoxious. So when you go to write that down right away, they're going to let down their walls that they were ready to throw up. And then their guard's going to come down a little bit, and they're going to open up more just automatically. It's going to come very natural once they see you not going crazy. They're so used to people just dropping the price and, oh, if you do it at the fair today, you get this, and I'll do an extra $100 off, and blah, 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 and they just vomit deals at you. But you're going to hold yourself nice and calm. You're going to write it down for them, and they're going to just chill out. You're going to surprise them by being different than everybody else. I like to say also, like, keep your commission card, right? You still know that you have room to drop or to do something free, but they don't know that. And customers are not entitled to your commission. I don't know who said that at Net this year, but was it Seth? Seth Kinzer said it this year at the Net meeting, and I was just like, holy crap, what a cool way to put that. They are not entitled to your commission, and that really hit home for me. I've said it multiple times to a lot of people that I've given talks to this year. So at this point, it's really important that you haven't given an extra deal up to this point, because that is your secret weapon. And that's why we don't do the special deal books with the extra lower prices anymore. That's why we have the full price books in front of us, because we know that we're going to do something special. It's the fair. We're going to do something for them, but you want to hold that until you need it. So if you start with your foot in your mouth and say, hey, we have the best deals at the fair, you get X, Y, and Z for free, and then they try to walk away, what do you have to do now? You have to either drop more or let them go because you can't go any further down for whatever reason. And I think that's really important. That's something that I've worked on over the years. It was really hard for me. My first mentor in 2015 taught me to give the kitchen table for free with every order. And it was really, really hard for me to show full price up until I needed to drop. It's been a really hard adjustment, but it's been worth it because I make way more and I have a lot more CPO in my pocket now. So step 2, after you start to slowly write it down, you're going to just kind of keep writing things down. I'll start with like my name at the bottom, my phone number. I'll write down the set they're looking at. I'll ask them what color they would do the set in. I'll ask them for their name and number. And as I'm kind of slowly doing that, I put step 3. I simply say something like this. Hey, just out of curiosity, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being like, Liz, do not get your hopes up. I am not coming back today. 9 being like, I am super close to whipping out the card, this credit card. Where do you rate yourself on getting this set today at the show? Today at the show. That is a very important thing to say. Today at the show. And they're going to answer you. And I usually say, like, you can be honest with me. It's okay. Like, let them know it's okay to be honest. Again, you're not trying to be pressureful. You're just trying to be like chill with them and just simply ask. So I'll say it one more time. Hey, just out of curiosity, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being like, Liz, don't get your hopes up. I'm not coming back today. 9 being like, I am super close to whipping out the credit card and getting this forever set of knives. Where do you rate yourself on getting this set today at the show? And then they're going to give you an answer. This answer is going to dictate what comes next, obviously. For me, the way I look at it, if they say 6 or higher, it's game on. Like, they're interested, you're freaking close, you're on the right path, they want knives, they like everything that you've shown them at this point. But if they say 5 or less, you know that something needs to change. So whether you need to drop down to something smaller, or it's just the price, probably you need to drop down at that point, but either the price is too much or it's too big of a set. Something is going on. That's why they're saying 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. I would say most of the times I usually will get that 5 to 8 range when I ask that question. Very rarely do I get a 9 or a 1, 2, 3. So you just kind of have to gauge what's going on. That's where your skills come in, and you're all very skilled. So you'll be able to figure out what's going on. So let's just say they say 6 or higher. Hey, just so that we're on the same page, if you were to do a set, this would be the best set for you guys, right? and you point at whatever set they're looking at. Okay, cool. And I know it's not a small amount of money, but if you really wanted to, could you budget the 710 without taking the food off the table or breaking the bank if you wanted to? If you don't like the word budget, it's okay. Say a different word. I still use the word budget. I know some people don't like it, and that's totally fine. But I say it in a nice way. I try not to be like, could you afford this, Mrs. Jones? Like, or nah. Like, don't be weird about it. Just be very genuine when you ask them and smile so they know you're not being mean. Now, a lot of people will, of course, give you an answer at that point. So it's, hey, if I did, let's just say they're like, yeah, I could do that. If I really wanted to, I could swing. That's another way to say it. Could you swing 710 for 5 months if you wanted to? If they say, yeah, I could swing it if I wanted to, I just didn't come here to buy knives. Hey, if I did something super special for you out of my commission to earn your business while you were here today at the show, on top of the corporate discount, could I even tempt you? And I smile, give them a moment to answer. Typically, if they're at that 6 or higher mark, they're going to say, what could you do? And that's when your extra fare special, whether it's free stuff or money off, comes into play. Now you guys can see why it's important to hold on to the full price until that part, just so that you're not already doing money off and then now you're really freaking going above and you're just handing your commission away. So as much as, and then if they say, actually, so after I say that, hey, if I did something super special for you out of my commission to earn your business while you were here today, on top of the corporate discount, could I even tempt you? And I'll let them answer, like, as if they say yes, then you go on. But if they're kind of still thinking, I'll say, hey, as much as I want to believe that you're going to come back, everybody says that. I've heard that today probably 30 times. It's New York State Fair, of course. We're super busy. Everybody says that they're going to come back. And it's not that I don't believe you. I know you're being like, you might believe that and you're telling me that. But there's this big black hole over there that just sucks everybody up as they walk away. And I never see them again. I don't know what happens. This hole just sucks them up and I don't get it. But on a serious note, Aaron, like it was super nice to meet you today. And I'm just like out of my curiosity, like if I did something super special, like could I just hook you up and do this while you're here? And it's just, again, being honest. You don't have to say the black hole. It's something I've been doing forever. People laugh at me. You don't have to say that. You can do whatever you want. But the reality is, you guys, as you know, at these fairs, it's a huge freaking fair. And maybe they genuinely do want to think about it, but their feet hurt, they're hungry, they're hot, it rains. They spend a shit ton of money on junk, wine slushies, or whatever their thing is. And the odds of them coming back are really, really slim. Like it's just a slim chance at these fairs. Even if they're not lying to you and just trying to walk away, it's a slim chance. It's a big, big fair. Or they could get home and be like, oh my God, I never went back to see the Cutco girl. Shit, no, I'll do it next year. And now whoever you just worked so hard on, the next year someone's gonna have a walk up, which we all eventually get because of your hard work. And that sucks pretty bad. I've had that happen to me last year. Often. Just kidding. Anyway, so the reason that we ask all these questions is that we want to confirm it's the right set for them and it's something that they could swing if they really wanted to. So be intentional about saying that you're open to, drop, like doing something out of your commission. Don't say you can get this for free. It just sounds so much better when they know you are doing something for them, because they're going to really appreciate that more. Most people would appreciate that you're willing to do something to work with them. Now, if they say 5 or under, like I said earlier, if 5 or under, it's because it's too big of a set or it's too much money, something's going on. But it's very important to, again, not get super frustrated. It's just something that you have to figure out what package is best for them. And I had made a note, like it's super easy to get distracted at a busy show and just be like, oh, you're not interested? Cool, let them go. And then go on to the next person because there's a line of people waiting. But the reality is the best customer is the one that's currently in front of you that you've already put 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes into. You've already spent the time with this person. So instead of giving up, if they say they're at a 4, you just need to dig and see what's going on. And maybe they aren't really interested. Maybe they have no intention of buying Cutco and they didn't want to be rude to you and not let you do your spiel. It happens, but you have to figure that out. Don't just give up and move on because you see Mr. and Mrs. Jones looking at that ultimate and you want to get it before your coworker. Because I don't know if it's happened to any of you, I know it's happened to me multiple times where I rushed through somebody because I thought they were wasting my time. And I went to that next person that looked like a 5-star client, and then they ended up buying 0. And that's just not good customer service for Cutco's look, for your look. And maybe that person would have bought 2 knives from you, who knows? But the next person doesn't mean they're going to buy a set just because they're staring at it. Okay, cool. So they say 5 or less, they say 4. So I say something along the lines of, okay, cool. Just so I know, is this set too big for you guys? Or is it just way out of the budget today? Or is it just something you can't swing right now? And you ask them. And again, most people will be honest with you and tell you what's going on. You need to figure it out. If they say it's just too big of a set or whatever their response is, then you go into your drop down process, whatever your personal process is. For Luch and I, we typically will, if it's at an ultimate, we typically drop down to a 13-piece with steak knives. That's how we like to drop. But if you want to drop to a signature or homemaker, whatever your thing is, that is your choice. But you now need to go into your drop down process. If they still say no, like we just need to wait, another good reminder, don't get frustrated and let them go and move on to the next person. You want to give them that experience that they deserve and that you just said, you just told them that Cutco is the best. So you need to continue to act that way. So it's, hey, no worries. I totally get it. Just curious, is it safe to say that you guys want Cutco at some point, whether it's the next few months or the next year? Is it safe to say that? Okay, cool. Just right now is not a good time. I totally get it. I know you didn't come here to buy knives today. So I would really love to be the one to earn your business when you are ready. If you're cool with it, can I add you guys to my future customer list so that we can keep in touch? I can let you know about any local events that I'll be at, and I'll also give you access to my exclusive holiday sale that I only typically run for my personal clients. I also send out like cool recipe and knife tips just to keep in touch with you so that you know I'm here when you're ready. That what I just said, guys, it doesn't seem sexy because you didn't close the ultimate, but every single sale without failure, I do 2 sales a year for the last 13 years. I do a spring and a fall. I always sell a set of knives to someone that's on my prospect list. I am not kidding. Everyone gets so frustrated. Well, not everyone. Luciano is always like, how did you just have an ultimate on the phone? And I'm like, I met them at the gun show 4 years ago and they're finally ready. It just happened the other day. I had a signature with steak knives to a guy from the Rome Home Show, which is this little crap home show that we don't even do anymore, I don't think. I had like, I think I sold $200 at the show, but I had a few prospects and he bought a signature the other day for me after probably 8 years of being in my CRM. And that's how you're going to build a business that's going to keep growing and work for you in the future when you do slow down and have a family or whatever your thing is, when you just want to slow down in general, when you want to retire. You'll still have people calling you and ordering. It's going to be a good thing. When they walk away from an experience like that, they're going to remember you. They're going to remember the way you made them feel. And they're a lot more likely to call you for that order. If you're mean or get frustrated, you're like, oh, okay, well, I tried. Have a good day, guys. Then you turn around and, oh, I just wasted my time, Renee. I've done that, so I can talk crap because I've done it. That person is never going to buy from you. I promise. They probably heard you talk crap when they walked away too, because I know people have heard my big mouth. It's not hard to hear me. So then the next year comes along and they still want Cutco, and they run over and they meet sweet little Aaron, who shows them the packages, and they already know they want Cutco because Liz already beasted on a demo a year ago. And then they buy an ultimate from Aaron because he's so sweet and kind. Ew. Yeah, good for you, Aaron. But that's my fault for being a brat. And I have been a brat a long time. In the last couple of years, I have really worked on not being that person, because I want that ultimate someday, or that 5-piece, or that homemaker, or their friend to call me, or whatever it is. And how you let them go and how they feel is all that they're going to remember. It's not even so much about the price at that point. They're going to remember that, wow, that girl was really nice. She did a really good job. Someday, honey, when we have that money, we really need to buy Cutco. Like, Aaron, you're welcome. So that's really, really important, guys, especially at this fair. We want to build our name. We don't want a bad reputation. We don't want the mean sales reps that hurt their feelings when they walked away. You can always close one knife. I don't know why I just did that. Oh, that's my special. I really am good at something that I just, as a suggestion, you guys might have heard me say it before, but everybody wants a set by the time I'm done doing my demo, whether it's a homemaker, a signature, an ultimate. I typically do a good job, and so do you, all of you, where they want a set, but they just can't swing it sometimes. And closing them on like a Santoku trimmer or one item that doesn't come in this set is a really good way to get them on your list. And again, to have those surprise sales down the road. I am not afraid to close one knife. Any of you that worked with me in the past, I have never been afraid to close one knife, and they all add up on your CRM and then your customer base and all your marketing. They're going to get everything. And you have a lot better of a chance if they have one knife in their kitchen than none. And just saying something like, hey, you know, Aaron, I'm sure you can agree, it's better to have one knife than no good knives. Like, why don't you just try this, see if you like it, take the 30 days to see. And that way, when you're ready, I'll still be your Cutco girl or boy, and you'll get exclusive deals down the road. I think a lot of people at this fair, when home shows, we get pressured to pop those big numbers and beat everybody and be the best and whatever motivates you. I know I like to beat everybody. That's something that motivates me. But at the end of the day, I will take 20 Santoku trimmers over 20 no sales. If I know that I got Cutco in someone's home and they're excited about it, I feel good at the end of the day. And it might not be sexy CPO number that you want, but it's still going to be worth it in the end. So I have like 5 minutes for questions. Brandon's actually hopping on right now, but we have about 5 minutes. Does anybody want to ask a question before we pop on to the next speaker? I did not read all the things in the group chat, so if there's a question there, maybe just ask. That all makes sense to everybody? Does it, do you see how that can really help? Cool. I see a lot of blank faces. I love it. I think you guys just soaked it all right in. There's Curtis. Curtis is just a crap ton of notes. He's gonna learn so much from me. All right, cool. Well, if nobody has questions, then perfect timing, Brandon. Thank you for popping